Master Secret, the ones who replaced them, I really want to touch on them. Because you know, Master Secret had said for the longest time he never give the answer to what Wu-Nuwaup was. Even when you go back, and it was funny because now we start doing research, you go back through the hieroglyphics, you know, you start to really find out that they're they were all, that's really where the group were, you know, where the Wu-Nuwaup, he took, you know what I'm saying, you knew that back in the day used to be gold. You saw blue, there was gold or whatever, but as far as in the Hebraic, or you know what I'm saying, that. But there's actually, Nuwaup is actually a hieroglyph. I just saw it the other day, so I can't do it from memory to draw that cartoon. I can't do it, but it's done. I actually just ordered the book, the dictionary, so I can get into it. But he has it in here, and in this one, those who would replace them, it's only I think like 60 something verses. Yeah, so it's real short read. So let's read this out real quick. Ayed Harar, Harar, my beloved students and children, you are being raised to Wu-Nuwaup, which would be being raised to Wu-Nuwaup, or replace those before you who only believed in what was told to them and told to only use Takuka, which is faith, and Akadat, which is beliefs. Now, my beloved, they are Nawuba. To the end of it makes a past tense. They are replaced by our Sawet Tarak, true way. Nawapum, replacing them. Now replacing them. So, animals replace their Kathabat lies with our truth. Now you know the chesed, the meaning of straight down to Nawapu or Nawapu. Replace, substitute, germinate. They replace something or someone. The better Madai, a word I used in the Madai beginning in 1970 AD. Nubian comes from the same root word. In Habari, but now to be Habariya, Hebrew, you see what he gives up for this. Strong's number 5107 through 5109. We had the Arab, we had the Hebraic. That is Nabi or Nubi from the root. Right. From the root, Nu. And both, this one means fruitful, and this one means to germinate or bring forth. That's in the Hebrew, in the Strong 107. And it's funny because now we think about when God said, be fruitful, nubi, and it's funny because also, we get into nabi. It's still the same, all of it is still all that same word, no matter how many times we flip it. And then he says in the Arabic, you see, my Arabic is I don't know, one of y'all brothers probably still remember how to write this Arabic better than I do. I think I did too bad. Which is representation. That's the word right there. And that's Nubian. So in Arabic, you have that. And then in other form, but these are all different forms of shalom. And this one is substitution. So those are the different versions in Arabic. This is in Hebrew, and then we have it in our language, or in the Sabian or Sabat. Then we will have this written this way. So in fact, you see Wu-Nuwaup is really Nawu or Nawu, and it's Nubian. So you have been mixed within these past 400 years in the West. So you are Nubians, just as Nubia in South and Makmet, North Sudan. The original Nagaru Negroids were mixed with invaders, which is why so many don't have Wu-Sabat or nappy hair today. So they are called Nubians. This is also you today. Many skin hues and different textures of Wu-Sabat. You are Nawapu, Nubians. And you're raised by the renewal to renew the Lamadat, the teachings, for our people worldwide with Wu-Nuwaup, speaking Nuwapu or Nuwapiya, now Nuwapi, setting up Nawapiya worldwide. Now, my beloved Nuwapu Shalel Nawap, Wapians of Wu-Nuwaup, you know the meaning of your attribute and why I, Palabab Yanan, the master Yanun, kept it as our best kept Kadash secret from the public for so many Shamutat years. That no one saves us, can defend us, know that Adamu or the Adamites or the Arabs who always Talu seek to categorize all others, always trying to miniature all others, always trying to diminish all others' greatness. Because they, as Adamu, Adamites, to Shayatu, the Sethites, to Anashu, the Enosites, have been made to Nasui, or forget their Mayut, or past. Past. They have lost their original Safahat, the books of their history or his stories. They can't, Zaka, remember their origin. So they seek all others past and then seek to Ranum, name you and define you according to their own definitions to others' purpose, putting them in all dictionaries as what they want them to be, just another religious group. So I held the true meaning of who we are by placing the letters in between the three root letters, which those are the root letters right there. And with a kind of system they could not figure out. And I informed you that when you ask what is the meaning of Nuwapu or Nuwaup, you simply point to yourself and say, I am Nawapu.
Then they would ask then, what does Wu-Nuwaup mean? That is my culture, my way of life. No, I mean, what does the word mean? You say, I just told you that. Then they say, okay, then what is your religion? Fatah, nature, or you can say animism. We as Nuwaupians of Wu-Nuwaup, speaking Nuwaupi, live by the rules of Fatarial, Fatah, natural nature. We as Nuwaupians of Wu-Nuwaup, Natuk, speaking Nuwaupi, live by Hakakal, Hakakta, the actual facts. Only Sawab, truth, and confirmations. We do not live by faith or beliefs, fictions, legends as taught by you Adamites as 1. Abrahamism or Hebrewism, 2. Mosesism or Jewishism, 3. Jesusism or Christism, 4. Muhammadism, Islamism, or 5. Joseph Smithism or Mormonism.
Man, no focus out.
Right now, they put in work. Okay, so for Shamuta years, I did not reveal the true meaning until the right Zamuta days and times, and that is now as you come forth with the renewal of our story, bringing forth a whole new way to look at the Bible and Quran. A whole new way of looking at Adam and Eve and how they are not related to you as the original Khabam Salal or the black race, nor to the Samer Salalat, the brown races, or Atral, who are the origin, or Dravadu, for the Indians, nor the Safar Salam, the yellow race of Magalu of Asia, that their history is just that, their own history, their Bible and Quran. The Book of Mormons are for the Laban Salam, the white race, Yarapo, Europeans, and the Hamar Salam, the red race, Arabu, or Arabs only. And I, Nabab Yanani, do not just state this. I use their own Safahat or their own books to do what? Right. Confirm it, show, and tabut, prove the actual fact. It is now our waqut to come forward, or time to come forth and show and tabut, prove that we are by Nawapta, the replacement. And that's Nawap. And it's a top on the end of that. It's hard to get. Nawap. That symbolizes M-E-N-T on the end of a word. Just so y'all know. The T is the X. So, and that we are here and with the long needed facts of us as a salad or race of people with our own stuff. We don't need their stuff. We have our own. We must lamud or teach anunya, our own, to return to them. Their spook God, their spook angels, their prophets, their messengers, their apostles, their Messiah, their Christ, their Mahdi, their devil. Those are the 9 things we got to give them back. Those are the 9. Then we must teach our own to return to them their 6 books. Their Old Testament, their New Testament, their Holy Quran, their Book of Mormon, their Holy Quran, Circle 7, and their message to the black man in America. So we have our own. All of these are based on the same story, history of a first Zazaz man, Adam, and his wife Eve. Point 1, the first human, Mukwan, or being made of dust, Tayan, clay, Wahal, mud, Lawa, soil, loam, which is not an actual fact. In fact, impossible, genetically speaking. Outdated information now that geneticists have mapped the human genome, finding you have 24,000 chromosomes, using 24% at all times, and 76% actively working and changing in your hayatat, which is your lives. What is taught in the Za'amat, or religions of Adamites, is outdated fictional stories. No, Asha, female, named Eve, namely Eve, was made from one real bone from that side of the first Zazaz man, namely Adam, by God cutting him open, then closing the Raham, womb, up to make the first Asha, female. That is outdated information. Now that pediatricians have mastered the development of the fetus in the Raham, womb, how Nadu, birth, and growth takes place, and what it takes for birth to take place, what is needed for birth, growth, development. The religions of the Bible and Quran, the Book of Mormon, are fictional stories made up by the Adamu, about Adamites. They even created a Gadad, or a God, in their own image and likeness. Then later had a Zazaztat, a woman, in Sawar Nun, their own image and likeness, give birth as a Muktat, virgin, to a son in their own image and likeness to make themselves their own God. By many Lahajat languages, dialects today, yet have not and cannot prove he or they, Kawun, exists. So they use you have to have blind faith to know their God exists. Fictional stories created by them, about them, for them. We love our own people, yet they are under a hypnotic hajai spell of belief with no facts. They saduk, or trust in others other than nafas, self and kind. I know that from nafsi, Arabic, nafsi, self and kind. They will believe anyone except their own race. They can be taught to believe in a non-black, those 9 things right here. Gods, non-black angels, non-black Holy Ghost, non-black Holy Spirit, non-black Jesus Christ, non-black Blessed Mother Mary, non-black Prophet Muhammad, non-black Master W. Father Muhammad, non-black Buddha. Be they of any race or mixed race, they are unlike all other races will never worship their own sawar, image. A Haman Sakas, black person, always mixed seeds. Even most acceptable leaders of our people are always the lightest skin of our Salau race. Never ever an African original black person. Well, I found the bad Yananan or Isa al-Hadi al-Mahdi or Malachi Kabina Yor Akron am a full-blooded African born in West Africa's Ghana with a Sudanese full-blooded African Muldad, which means father, al-Hadi Abdul Rahman al-Mahdi, born in Sudan, Africa, and proved to be who and what I am in the Jasad, or flesh. And Wu-Nuwaup is a Wu-Nuwaup, must teach our people to be black and proud and not khafu, fear, to say it loud. You are here with the hakakat, the truth, the facts, to set the record straight, the tafal world over, to replace lies with the sawab, truth. I have given you all the tools you need to replace the history of lies, tanshas, deception, and our right fictions to kasur, or break the spell of ignorance on our people worldwide. You can help me as Nasar or helper to make all things new. You have with Wu-Nuwaup the Sakam power to yours, transform our people Jawef inside out and Fawaj outside in. You have to Shafu heal the Ka'ah and the spirit and should be of your own person, and their katatat bodies will be Shafuya healed. As you see, new in Arabic or Arabic is placed, and that is replaced, and that is what you as Nuwaubians are here to do. Replace lies, fictions, fantasies. As you see, Wu is Sabat, is substitute. Sabat is substitute. And that is what you as Nuwaubians are here for, to be a substitute for those of our Shakasu or people who accepted the Za'amat religions of others as a substitute for the truth, Wu-Nuwaup. And its Nubian people, wherever on this Kawak Taha, planet Earth, you are Pa Nuwapu or Pa Nawapu, the Nubians. Sawap Kawum Sawap. Truth is truth. So, if they give everybody a clear understanding of Nawab now. So now we know what we are here to do. Now we know what all this information has really been gearing us for. You know what I'm saying? And the funny thing about it is, now when you really think about it, you go back through when he was saying he was preparing, and all the older books, it would read, the Holy Tabernacle Ministries coming forth to you from the Holy Tabernacle Ministries for the rebirth of the elite few, the 144,000. When he talks about the destruction and everything that's going to happen, go back to the Injil, he said he's going to merge 3 groups. You're going to have the 144,000 as a group. Then you're going to have your agreeable, your Ansars are going to be a group, and then you're going to have your devils. And remember, he said that like in Las Vegas, we know that that's where all the disagreeables are going to be. They're going to navigate toward there. They're going to collect there. And the righteous are going to be down in the south, down in, near Wahani, and then I don't know whether as far in this lane for what's going to happen. But it's kind of funny when you start thinking about it, because now this whole time he's been gearing us to replace everybody, to dispel the mist. He used to say, one of the prayers was help me to clean up the mess and the filth made in the West by its non-submitting fools. To the extent, I can't remember exactly where I went, but that's what we're here to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's our job. And with the information that has been given, we should be, like he said, we are well informed.
we're more than well informed to be able to deal with anybody on any level. You know what I'm saying? Not just a matter of us just taking it, applying it to our life, and then letting that light shine out so that people can see that, hey, there is something to what they might say. Even if you don't say nothing, just the way that they walk, the way that they talk. You know what I'm saying? It's like, there's something about them. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we at. So, anybody got a topic or a question or anything like that?
I do.
Go ahead.
But I need to relieve myself first.
Go ahead.
Come back.
Go ahead.
I didn't want to leave while you was.
Oh, you good, you good.
I'll be right back.
Go ahead, brother.
Yes, ma'am.
Right to the right. Yeah, right to the right.
On the company call last night, you mentioned about the book called Palm and something about the harvest.
Yeah, pot aside.
Yeah. Could you just expound on that a little more?
On that book, I think I got a picture of it. That book has it's a cover, and it's a gray, reptilian gray, and basically it's a harvest. It's talking about what's going to, like food for the gods. I think when the master teacher wrote, was always talking about that, food for the gods, as far as like their Allahs, their Yahwehs, and all that stuff. You go back through the Bible, you start reading the Bible, and it's talking about the Lord smelled the sweet savor of the whatever burning on it. It was a sweet savor. He explained that to us, said, you know, that was God, you know what I'm saying, enjoying the smell of that meat cooking. And then he said, you went on something, because a brother, somebody had asked on one of the texts and asked me, said, and he said, it's gonna sound funny to you, but this is the thing. He said, you know why y'all like barbecuing so much? Because when you're barbecuing, you are actually doing that ritual of sacrifice to their deities. You know what I'm saying? He said, that's actually what you're doing. So we still keep that custom to this day. We take the meat, season it up real good, you put it on there, and it smell good. And that smoke just start billowing out the side of that grill. Oh yeah, then everybody comes. So in Partner Side, in the Harvest book, he's dealing directly with it. Now, there was a couple of pages that a couple of brothers had put up online. Like I said, I didn't get a chance to print them out, but it was basically talking about that. Like everybody's thinking that these gods are gonna come back to rapture them to save them, but no, they're getting raptured to be eaten. You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, this is funny to go along with it. I was watching not BBC News, CNC News, which is out of Canada, and they were talking about the fact of there's so many thousands of missing persons. The number has been increasing, and they trying to figure out where everybody going.
Yeah.
So these folk like, because you remember back when and the Master's not the only one talking about this as well. Zachariah Sitchin and a couple of other conspiracy theories are talking about the fact that Tammuz came down here back in 2003 when we had that alignment, when they had that.
He's a flesh eater, right?
Yeah. And what happened was he told them then, he said, since because they were trying to get an extension of rulership time, and they didn't get that granted because they were supposed to have provided they had done so many things, and they hadn't done them. So they like, no, y'all out. That's why the message kept saying that covenant was going to be up in 6,000 years. He said the devil, he said for a little while, he's going to try to keep himself up, but he can't do it. They losing power left and right. And all we got to do is get the hell out the way.
Also to piggyback, the black market is great too. They're buying body parts a lot. That's why a lot of funeral homes, the black funeral homes are full. My brother came out about 3 months ago telling the truth about what was going on, you know, in this black market. And they're buying the body parts. They're very expensive and they need them. So that's why a lot of people going missing too.
So that being said, though, what are we supposed to be doing as a family? You know what I'm saying?
I remember see, you go back to it. Remember what he said about it. He said that when they do come back, when our ancestors come back, your light got to be shining. If your light ain't shining, they ain't gonna see you. So like he said that your aura, your inner light, your solar plexus, if your aura is not bright enough in the darkness, they won't see you. So they're gonna pass straight on over you.
So should we be setting up, like you mentioned last night on the conference call about us getting some land and doing our rituals and staying in our garb and speaking our language? Should that be like on the forefront? You know what I'm saying? Because they want to see us living the way we were living. You know, How did he say that?
Yeah, when they come back, they want to see that we were still keeping the traditions and the customs and everything.
So instead of
right.
sitting up dressing like Amorites, Tamil, whoever you want to call them, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Should we be putting more focus on trying to
but
incorporate that?
But see, even that's still an individual. That's still an individual thing.
No,
you know what I'm
family.
No. Understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's up to every individual to make that choice to do that.
Exactly.
You understand? See, here's like go quick revelation from NG. He said 2 will be in the field.
Mm-hmm.
1 will be taken up, 1 will be left. You got to make that choice. Are you gonna be the one that's gonna leave, or you gonna be the one that's gonna be stuck here? That's a personal thing. So,
Yes, man.
no, we see.
You bet your brother. You know, when you read in the book, and you have to forgive me because I'm not up on the terminology as far as, you know, the actual scroll, the actual facts of Master Secret. But you made mention about us as a race as being Negroes.
Mm-hmm. Now, got that.
Okay, now does that tie into the nationality as far as the Wu-Nuwaup nationality, or is this just like a general term to describe the race as a whole?
That's the race as a whole. Because remember, when this kind of goes back, and I'm gonna do my best to answer this right. From what has been taught, when we say Nagara, like Nagara Nadu, that's just describing all of us that are black skin. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But when you actually get to those who are studying actually Wu-Nuwaup, studying the science or coming into remembrance of our own, we are different than just being, we're not just a Nagara, you know what I'm saying? We're not just a Negro again. Mm-hmm. We are actually, because like I said, it's a lot of Negroes, but a lot of us are still in other schools of thought.
Right.
So,
right, we about asking because it gives the appearance of contradiction from what's in some of the older, well I don't want to say older, but some of the text that precedes
what's
the
not
actual fact. Right.
Like he said you are Nubians, and then he said he said y'all was Nubians. Then he said y'all were Nubians, and then now he gave us Nuwaubians. He threw that W out there. You know what I'm saying?
Not that.
Not that?
No.
Okay.
In the, what was the scroll? Where he dealt with the nationality. I think of it in a minute. But anyway, he said that as far as describing the race as a whole, as far as terminology, right, we are Moors, right, as a whole. So we know that Negro and Negroid, which is more or less a commercial status that denotes dead blacks, if you will. Right. So what was interesting is that I had read and studied the Constitution of Liberia, being that is the country that is in pursuit of liberating him. And of course, you know, when he naturalized, he had taken an oath on the Constitution of Liberia. Right. But right in the Constitution of Liberia, it tells you that the nationality of those citizens are Negroes. Not Negro, but Negroes. Right. And I looked at one of the videos that then Touch Sakar did. And, you know, Sakar had mentioned that, you know, but I didn't really get a clear understanding of how he was tying it in, because like I said, it contradicts us being described as Moorish in terms of the overall generic term of us as a race. You know, besides black or African American, you know, we were known as Moors. But when I was appalled when I saw that in the Constitution first. I was like, why would they have Negro when Negro means dead black? And then when he made mention about the book. Right. Okay, so you get it. Right. Right. So I read the whole Constitution. Okay. Have you read it?
I just got it the other day. I haven't read through it. So you dropping something on me. So.
Yeah. So, but Sakar actually made mention of it in the video, one of the videos, when he was talking about the Liberian update. And he said, of course, you know, that the master teacher had to take an oath on the Constitution of Liberia, but I mean, it's blatant in the Constitution that they are Negroes.
See, we have to remember this. Liberia itself was established by Negroes
Right.
that left America
Right.
and went over to Africa.
Right,
That's how that whole country even got started.
right.
We left, and that became a safe haven. So at the time, like when that declaration was written up, it was in 1966. When that was written up, they was like, "Hey, yeah, if you over in America or you anywhere, and you an oppressed black person, come here. This is designed for us." No, now all the other little things that they got going on, that's kind of a problem over there is something in a whole other manner of dealing with. But that's initially how the whole country was set up.
Right.
It was a safe haven for us to get out of oppressed situations and be able to start again. You know what I'm saying? Now to go back to what you were saying about the Moors, that's true. The message did say we were Moors, but remember he always said we have to use what's on documents to prove ourselves.
Right.
And so when you go back through any documentation that in their books, they will always have the free of us as Moors. So that's how we was able to prove that, hey, we are still superior to y'all, even in y'all own books, in y'all on y'all coat of arms. We are the Moors on there, on the England crest, on the Scotland crest, on all them crests. We standing there, spears on some of them, big frogs. You know what I'm saying? We are race as Moors,
Right.
but that's only in their history. You know what I'm saying? According to his story. So he had to still tell us this so we can know how to find ourselves through his books.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. I was just wondering why it deviated from, of course, you know, you right exactly, you know, with that statement. But I was wondering why it kind of deviated from more of a right knowledge terminology as far as the term Moor, as opposed to more all the way back to the 1800s using the word Negro. That's
right.
that's
I got
the
you.
point.
I
See what
got
I'm
you.
saying?
I got you. But then at the same time too, probably not to confuse people, because like I said, you got to remember, Moor is two different things. You have Moor as a race, then you have Moor as a culture. And most times when people say Moor, if we go to anybody and say, yeah, I'm a Moor, first thing they're going to think about the red tarbouche, not the feds, the red tarbouche. They're going to think you over in Morocco. You know what I'm saying? They're going to think you're Moroccan. And we're not. We precede Morocco as Moors. And that's funny too, because even when you, like we talk about spelling, the spell is cast in the spelling thing, because you will see Moor as M-O-O-R, then you see as M-U-U-R.
Right.
And the M-U-U-R is the one that's really describing us as a race. M-O-O-R is talking about the Moors out of Morocco, which brought forth their culture from there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I was going to say that, you know, even with the different spellings, you know, you just come from different dialects. The M-U-U-R is actually coming from French.
Right.
Then you have M-A-U-R.
Right.
You see,
That
you have
more time.
you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But, you know, in just in keeping in concert with, you know, the preliminary teachings, you know, how it aligns with, because actually the title Moor were in their documents. You know, when Christopher Columbus came over here, they called us Morenos, which you know the Moors are derivative. So even in their documents, and really, when you really want to get to the truth of the matter as far as the documents, you have to go to the Library of Congress. You know, get those congressional records.
Right.
That's when you find actual facts in. So the terminology that's held in the congressional records is what they refer to it as in law. So all this other stuff that, you know, people come up with some stories about their history and so on and so forth, you know, that's kind of more, you know, into, you know, in the history.
It's like pseudo,
Right.
like pseudo.
Right.
Pseudo.
So we had to get back to the actual source. You know what I'm saying? In terms of law, how they viewed us. We know what's most important is what do we call ourselves?
Right.
In our culture. That's what's most important.
Right.
But you know, while we're traveling through their system, getting back to our own culture, and while we're setting it up, you know we had to take on certain masks while we travel through theirs to get to where we're going.
Exactly.
So I know we got to incorporate certain terminologies and certain titles and so on and so forth. A lot of people get lost in the sauce because, as you were saying, even with the title Moor, a lot of people correlate that with Moor Science of America.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So so many different Moorish factions.
I was trying to even say that.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, you know,
I was trying to
there's
say
so many different Moorish factions. You know, you say Moor, man, you could be talking. A person can mean anything. You have to specifically ask, well, what do you mean when you say Moor? You talking about Moor signs of America? You talking about Moor just in general? You talking about the Moors who are so-called Arabs? I mean, you got to be specific because the law is specific.
Right.
And if you don't specify exactly what you mean, people can just take their own assumption. Okay, when he said Moor, you must be talking about the whole race. Not necessarily. You better ask.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I was just kind of wondering, you know what you just read out the book. Let's set the record straight. That's the book I was saying. Let's set the record straight. He went into the nationality, country by country, you know what I'm saying, terminology and all that. So it's kind of like, you know, it just gives the appearance that he kind of deviated from it. But I understand that, you know, Liberia was set up, it was set up by people who still in a certain consciousness, so to speak. And all terminology they knew was nigger, black, African American, Negro, probably not even all that because it was 1860 when this established. So they probably didn't have these terminologies back then other than Negro.
Right.
You know, so I can understand. But still, the question is, why would you align yourself with that? You know, with knowing hindsight, you know, where it stems from. You know,
well, I mean,
not necessarily him. I know, you know.
Because I was just going to say, remember you read the intro to like Set the Record Straight, and the author's note in a lot of the books, the older books, he'll say I dedicated my time to the upliftment of the Negro. He will be specific and say the Negro in the West, and you know what I'm saying. I ain't got no old books with me, not the big ones with the author's note. Like, it's a lot of information. And just in this introduction, if you really, he drops a lot of information in, but those are good points, very good points. And like I said, since you're on the law, that's one of the things that is very crucial for us to know, because the law is the letter, and if the letter is the law, that means that whatever is defined legally as something, then that's what it is. That even has no precedent.
Because they ain't recognizing none of that stuff.
So what?
I don't agree with that because they're not recognizing any of it. So
I mean,
even from the empress to the master teacher and the various others, and definitely the ones who were black, you know, man, they gave all that stuff to the American Indians, man. And we didn't even stand and fight when certain things took place. You know what I'm saying? With that, so you know, the empress already done it. All the other organizations, the master teacher already done it. It's already been done. So
right.
Why did nobody get behind the people who already did it? All these other Moors and stuff.
What's that? Okay, where's the thing about it? Why didn't nobody get behind them?
Yeah, because they already did it. They already went to the international court. They already did all that. So now, all the other groups who I can sit out here right now, y'all just splinter niggas. Because the real footwork was done by the empress and the master teacher. Why didn't y'all get behind theirs? That stuff is already in.
But see, that's because when you get down to looking at
sabotage.
That's still
Well, Kufu was saying sabotage.
Well, it's not necessarily. Well, I mean, they sabotage themselves because they couldn't see. That's like I said. It still goes back to whoever the leaders of those particular movements or those particular organizations were. They didn't want to align themselves with the fact that they figured they had the facts and they had the truth.
Bro.
I know we were down there, but here's the thing about it. Those you saw the other organizations, right?
I remember within our own thing, the whole thing, the Moors thing was sabotage.
We told us to get with Empress Verdiasi.
The very people right next to him, what I'll give for Kufu's statement is, why would he put himself back on the Negro status by taking that constitutional oath, Kufu, after what you were saying? Right. You know what I'm saying? Why would he put himself back on the Negro status if he knows about the Moors law and different things like that?
But let me say something in defense to that. Because see, I play chess, so I understand chess.
You know
what I mean? So when I try to look at it from a 720 point of view, you know, making certain moves. Okay, now I got to put this mask, put this cloak on, so I say or I wear the mask of title to get to where I'm going. So not to say that was the case, you know what I mean? But you know, I understand certain chess moves. I just put it like that.
Gotcha. One thing.
Yeah, but that trustable is something else.
Right, it is. But even with that, just going back, since the master teacher was becoming a Liberian citizen, however they worded their constitution is how they worded it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, now we know that he knows more than that. Right. You know what I'm saying? But in order to, hypothetically speaking, you go get you can know all you know, but you know what though? When you go put in that application for whatever damn job, then you like whatever. I'm gonna put this hat on, right? To get my ends up. Same thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just the simplest way to look at it.
Right.
So you can go in and be knowing a whole lot of shit, but sometimes you just gotta back off and be like, you gotta kind of play dumb.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or you have to dumb down for a minute.
He did that right now.
Yeah,
He can't get
yeah,
what we want from him.
Exactly. You know, he dumbed down a whole lot for just to get us to where we trying to get to. You know what I'm saying? So that being the case, you know, it is what it is. Can nobody speak for the master but his own self? You know what I'm saying? That's all day, everything.
But he told us the question.
Huh?
He told us the question.
He said he told us the question?
Yeah, but he told us the question.
Yeah, he told us the question everything. You know what I'm saying?
Good information, you know, from all the brothers, you know. Again, back to what you're saying, they're gonna be looking for a certain light. So if you in tune, like you're supposed to be in tune, you don't get what you need to get anyway. You follow what I'm saying, you know. The thing is, I like what the brother was saying here, because it makes one think, it makes one analyze things, it makes one look from where you need to look from at certain things. You get what I'm saying? And once you look from where you need to look from, you're gonna put it together anyway.
Exactly.
You follow what I'm saying? Remember, the Master T said we know those eavesdroppers. Remember he said that?
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So I see what is being played here. I do. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know, because I'm one of those sons that think and analyze and listen. You know, so like the brother said, you know, you get what I'm saying, brother?
I'm following.
You know,
I'm following.
so you know, so the thing is that certain things will not be in these scrolls. We know that.
Remember
We know that.
Remember he this is right before, or no, this is right during the time he was locked up in Jones County. We still had access to him.
Yeah.
And he was saying the next load of information that I'm about to put out, they will not be able to prove it, because we're going back past what's written. You know what I'm saying? So even now, with a lot of the information that's coming out, it's something that you're just gonna know innately within yourself, whether or not what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's unlocking those quote unquote junk DNA that they say, that junk DNA you got.
Right.
That stuff is starting to get activated by way of the information now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I wanted to go back and piggyback on something else that he had said, but I'm going to come back in though before I jump on it. Before I jump on it, I was asking about when I was talking about last night about the getting the
And we were at row.
okay.
That's all y'all both later.
All right.
You keep these, man, for the class one, too, right? You take care of it.
Yeah, I got it.
All right, no
All right.
problem.
Give me your later. Give me your later.
So, but yeah, he made the point about getting the, how come we're not getting together, doing this, that, and I made the point of saying that it's a personal thing. This whole information, everything in this information that's that is for you yourself. Some people are going to get it, and those who are like-minded will be able to apply. Those who are not, they won't. You know what I'm saying? And as we know, you know what I'm saying, for those of us who do know, the little that we know is just to meet everybody on the level and keep it moving.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple.
Right.
You don't, some people want to stay, some people trying to become gods, not trying to become. Some people, their nature is godlike, and that's coming out. And some people, they're more mortal, so they'll remain mortal. And they're imaginary. I said, go back to the tape where he talked about, he said, some of y'all are going to be worshiped, and most of y'all are going to be worshipers. I love that saying, because that is so true. And people are still looking like, well, how you going to do that? Okay, well, if you would do something that was worthy of accomplishment, or you accomplished a success, you know, something that was successful to you, and you would get the props, you would get your praise, you would get your kudos. But if you ain't doing nothing that's deserving of a kudo, what you looking for one for? You know, like my mom used to always tell us, man, why you want to get acknowledged for something you're supposed to do anyway?
That's right. Yeah.
If you know you're supposed, like I should not be able to, I should look at my wife every time I pay a bill and be like, see, look, I paid a bill. No, nigga, I'm supposed to pay the bill. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? My kids come home and say, look, I got an A. You're supposed to get A's.
That's right.
Whatever you get. If you get a C or a D or an F, it's like, okay, well, what's the problem? We can try to work on this. But if you're doing your best and you just don't like it, you saying that way that teacher is teaching you ain't working for you, then we can fix that. We can correct that. But you know what I'm saying? But like I said, what you're supposed to do, you don't get no kudos for that. You don't get no kudos for opening the door for somebody. Oh, thank you. I mean, it does what's up, but it kind of common courtesy for them to say thank you. But if they don't, you don't worry about it. You keep on doing it. If that's what's in you to do. And that's that's the things that are gonna separate the true children. Well, that separates the seed of Nakash from the seed of the Elohim in terms of that, you know what I'm saying? Or that separates from the Tharu's children and splits them up. Because you know some that are inherently agreeable and they got some that are inherently disagreeable. Another thing about it is, like I was mentioning this point.
I got a question I want to ask. So you think, piggyback on what he's saying. And we'll do our best. Just take the words away. No words. Who will you be?
The sum total of your actions.
Exactly. So,
that's what you
know.
mean.
So the word Moors, if you want to define it, M-O-O-R, M-U-U-R, Negro, it's still us. Okay. Now, my question would be, let's get away from the words. Let's come together and do what we know we need to be doing. And those who have been blessed and show themselves worthy and prove themselves to be who they are, they showing it anyway. Brother, good teacher in law, good teacher in a lot of things. You know, so we have to find what we are good at and place ourselves there.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? And stop, you know, to me, be honest, and stop. You know, you get what I'm saying? The friction you know, you know what I mean? You follow what I'm saying. I look at it from a spiritual standpoint, me personally. You know, and I pull from everything. Whether it's negative or positive, I pull from it and I analyze it. You get what I'm saying? And I use what I can use, and that I can't use, I don't use it.
Right.
You know, to make me better. You follow what I'm saying? And what was said here is great. We need to expound on those things like that, because you know, he just helped open the eye a little bit. You know, we need to look at things and look at it. Don't, you know how you just can read and just brush over stuff. And we've been doing that in the past a lot of us. That's why he said go back and read certain books. And I said the same thing, go back. Because when I do go back and read certain things, I see something that I didn't see the first time. You get what I'm saying? And the thing is, we have to learn to humble ourselves. Humble yourself so you can receive what you can receive.
Two things on that, real quick. No, you're good. Two things on that. You said, you see, the spirit. Spirit is character.
Right.
You know, he broke that down. And what is spirit? What is soul?
Right.
The spirit is your character. You know what I'm saying? So you, like you said, you're feeling that energy and all that.
Yeah.
That's true. That's what you should be seeing. You're gonna feel that energy, whatever. Understanding that we are all energy anyway, like beings. You know what I'm saying? We automatically get a sense of everybody else's energy.
Right.
Now, second thing, going further back to what you were saying, I look at, this is just my own perception, you know what I'm saying, from me learning. Whenever people are not in a position to do things on their own, they want to make it a collective. To hide it. They want to make it a collective so they can hide. You know what I'm saying? Because if they was really about it, they would step out and do what they need to do anyway. Right. And then the help will come. Chris Rock said this. Chris Rock said, he said, man, you know, nobody helps you till you help yourself. Right. He said, I'm gonna give you an example. He said, somebody's driving, their car breaks down. If they just sit in their car, well, it's in the middle of the street, ain't nobody finna come help. He said, but let them get out and start trying to push that car by themselves. Somebody gonna stop, pull over, come running. Hey, man, help me.
Right.
That happened to you.
Yep. Exactly.
See what I'm saying? That happened to you.
Yep. Exactly. That's
what did Doc say? What the doc say? The helping hand is where?
The helping hand is So that's the reality. So when people are not trying to help themselves, when they ain't using that,
That's right.
then they want somebody else to help. And I like saying this right here because it's just relevant. And Hustle and Flow. When Anthony Anderson and Terrence Howard were in the kitchen and they were coming up with that shaky rip. But he told me, he said, I'm gonna tell you something. He said, you got people that walk the walk and people that talk the talk. He said, now the problem is the people that talk the talk end up getting the people like me that walk the walk into walking the walk for them.
Right, that's right.
See, now we're at this time now with the information, ain't nobody walking for you but you. That's real. Now, bro, we can't pull. The master teacher ain't pulling no damn weight. So why should you be pulling somebody else's weight? Now it's one thing to assist a brother. I can't carry you, bro. Man, you gotta like somebody drown on you ever been a lifeguard, you trying to like, hey, quit fighting against me. Otherwise I'm gonna let your ass go and I'm gonna swim back to the shop. I'm gonna swim back to the bank.
You motherfucker gonna drown, you gonna drown.
Exactly. I'm not gonna let you. There was a prayer in the Family Guy, it's a prayer that I knew, and it says, I will not allow others to destroy me. You know what I'm saying? Oh, head of all Elohim, I knew. You know what I'm saying? I am strong and successful. I mean, you gotta think about it. It's not to say that I won't help you, but you have to be a brother that is worthy of my assistance. I gotta see you doing something. And so for people that want to try to group everything, everybody has their own place. You have to remember that too. Even within, you understand all is in all. Every energy has its place.
Right.
You just have to be wise enough to know how to deal with those energies. You know what I'm saying? Because it can be directed for constructive use. And even the fool has wisdom according to the Bible. They do. But you just have to know, you have to be in tune with yourself first before you can deal with somebody else's bullshit. The Williams brothers had a song called Sweep Around Your Own Front Door before you try to sweep around mine.
That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
But sometimes when you making moves, there was a guy that did a play some years ago. I don't know if you guys remember. He was out front. He was all tore down and ragged. And the people was talking about him. But anyway, long story short, at the end of the play, he came outside. I want to thank everybody. This same guy that they passed up. You see what I'm saying? He was out there ragged. But that was his show and that was his play.
You talking about
I don't know who it was, but someone was telling me
the
that.
actor you talking about.
It wasn't Tyler.
He did that too, didn't he? Tyler
I'm
Perry.
not really sure.
Yeah.
I've heard a similar story, but I can't remember who it was.
So when you were speaking about earlier, like you got like Reef was saying about playing chess. Did nobody know that he was who he was? You don't have to. What you wear don't make you.
Exactly.
You know that's nothing. I play the back seat. All of us do all the time. You can't show your hand all the time.
Exactly.
You know, you got to play that stupid role. Like you far. Like I told you when I went in, I was far advanced, but I played back. I don't know nothing.
Yeah.
And you just got to play them kind of role. And when that dude got up and say, "I want to thank everybody," it was like, this same nigga that was up there ragged. You know. So yeah, and it shows through your actions too. Your actions is everything.
Exactly.
So you can talk all day long.
That's it. What's
Actions. I didn't mean to get off.
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
I want to pick on that too. Anita. Remember Anita?
Yeah.
Remember Anita? Now Anita worked for this company, Kinko, right?
Yeah.
And, she one of the top salesmen, her and another girl, she was that girl. All them Picasso, occasion. And they didn't want to recognize her. So it bothered her, and she came and we talked about it. She went to me. She said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna open my own business, start my own business. Remember she did that?
Yeah.
But what she did, she didn't put the business in her name. She said, I'm gonna say somebody else's name. But all the time, she was the founder of the business. Remember that, right?
Yeah.
And all those counts that she had got for Kinko, she had no brain over to her. Okay, but they thought it was somebody else business that she was working for him.
Sure. Before getting that name
That's right.
She got fake checks.
Right.
And she, you know,
Checkers
was
gonna let
sharp.
you know exactly what I'm doing.
Right.
Chess is a plan. This is forward thinking.
It's a strategic
This
mental
is
game.
strategy.
Mm-hmm.
This is not just one foot in front of the other.
Mm-hmm.
This is many feet in front of the other to get to a corner in which way I'm gonna turn.
That's right.
Now, throughout life, we gotta understand, yes, those Caucasians are here to confuse us. They here to blind us. The things that we understand and understand, most of them are backwards teachings from them. Now, when we start playing the quote unquote dumb road, that's our basic defense. Because you seem to demonize me and demoralize me the more information I have. You praise the ignorant man and you kill that intelligent man. That friendship. I can kill that. I gotta play dumb. I can't let my boss know I know more than you.
That's right. That's
I
right.
can't do that. I've lost every job doing it. I've been demoted to the point where just like I said, I just gotta go start my own business. Because the more I let them know that I overstand it,
Right. You're a threat.
I can't go blow for blow with you. I'd say like I had to tell my son, I said, hey, this ain't no lightweight fight right here. This a heavyweight fight. Heavyweights don't just throw blows. That heavyweight waits, and he waits, and I'm jabbing, and I'm gonna throw some soft, and I'm gonna bait you in, so that now I can KO you. But I'm not gonna sit there and jack all day. And we just jack it.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna lose this battle. I'm gonna lose this battle. Because we going blow for blow. Your blows gonna hit a lot harder than mine. Because that quote unquote white superiority and the alignment that y'all got amongst each other. That's the one thing that we don't have. That alignment.
But it's getting there.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
But just like they would say, it's like, all right, individually we have to do this. Collectively, we gonna always say, man, forget them folk over there. I don't like him. They from this area, they from this land, they grew up this certain way. What you mean tell me we're gonna break that? But the alignment they had is strong like this. We got cottontail alignment. And that's just being real. Our alignment will break with a drop of water. It don't take nothing to break us up. It don't take nothing. That one little drop of disagreement. That whole roll of toilet paper. You gone now. That's my understanding of just the way a lot of the world has been created. It's been masked. It's real easy to just throw blood and talk something. I can put the best jewels inside of a vase. It's a beautiful box. But I just threw more clay on it. Now I held this big ball of garbage in front of you. You're so stupid to know what's inside of it. You're too stupid.
Yeah.
Your brother know what's inside of it.
Yeah.
But that alignment that y'all have,
Yeah.
I can't fight for you. I can't ride for you.
Yeah.
I can't quote unquote, like you said, I can't walk with you. I might have to carry you at one time. Now I'm not gonna carry you forever, but that assistance is something else. I can't assist you while I'm still growing, while I'm still. If I'm building, how can I give you my bricks?
Exactly.
How can I give you my bricks? Brother man, I know your house ain't good. Neither is mine. saying my grip was weak. He taught me how to hold on. I will reach my hand out to you and teach you how to hold on. I teach you how to look at me like, what you want me to do? Hold my hand, bro. Let's work together.
That's right.
And then to even go beyond that and say, well, something, I don't have to work with you to accomplish this goal. A lot of us not going to see eye to eye. My view is not going to be your total outcome.
That's the last point. No, well, you just cutting up.
No, I'm saying.
I still got my
No, that's just us right now. Hold on. It's going to take more than just words. It's going to take more than just, even just class. It's going to take way more than that.
It's gonna take action.
It's going to take a lot of action. A lot of action.
And just to piggyback on what you're saying, see, that's where you're gonna know. That's how you're gonna know who is there and who ain't there. It's real simple. You know, those that do care,
See if it's on.
those that do care are the ones who will be there.
Yeah.
Those that don't care, they won't. Or they'll come with, as Mr. said, ulterior motives. But they'll eventually weed themselves out. And you know, it's you know, sometimes like the old saying is, beware the dog that's bearing the bone. I'll bite you. You know what I'm saying? So, with all of that being said, you know, the only thing I want to relate to everybody, period, the information is for your group. Everybody's path. Messages always say, everybody's still headed to the same destination. We just going about it different paths. So the reality of it is, who can best work together, who can best agree. That's how you get things done. That's simple. That's just as simple as anything. But and those who want to work together, and those who have the same mind, they will work together. Those who don't, they won't work together. But it's still not to say that those people are indispensable or that they're not worth anything. You just have to figure out how can you use them. And when you figure out how to use them, some people, their whole job might just be to be a trash collector. They might can't do shit else, but they can pick up their trash can. That's what he can do. Hey, you want trash detail. Yeah. We already know. You would do that. Hands down, no problem, won't complain. You'll walk the whole property with your little shit and that trash can. And you won't say nothing. You'll be cool as a cucumber. Now you gonna talk crazy to everybody, whatever, that's just your character. Well said it, but you doing it, you cool with that job. But if I say, hey man, I need you to come over here and hold this wrench while I tighten this, man, why you pull it so hard? Okay, I can't give you nothing labor intensive. I gotta give you this, like give you this, let you just do this. But you know, that comes from growth of yourself and from observing. You know what I'm saying? And then that comes from what other people show you of themselves as well. So you gotta be like, okay, well, you know, okay, we wanna do this. And then they said the thing is, whenever someone asks you a question about something, I just look at them and say, okay, well, what have you done? If you haven't done, the message said, be the thing that you want to become. If I say, you know what, man, I want to be the dopest musician in the world. The way I need to do it, I need to stop saying I want to be and just start working on music. Yeah. And sooner or later, I will become that I said I was going to be. I will be groomed into becoming that. And then I will be there. But if I just sit back and say, I want to be the dopest musician, I ain't want to learn no music, I ain't went and picked up no instrument, I ain't picked up no book on notes or nothing, I ain't took no lessons. You're just pissing in the wind. Yeah. Just being honest. Wasting time. But did good. Got 3 more minutes. Anybody got anything else before we get up out of here?
What you said and what everybody said, brother Blue.
Good. No problem.
I got one thing. I want to know if the brothers know that. I don't know if it's just me or what, but I know that the first war that we fight is the war within ourselves.
That's right. That's right. Say jihad, go ahead.
Right.